going on, guys? It's me, Juan Pablo from 100% Finance at 100percentfinance.com. Mr. Cashflow, Mr. Passive Income, the people's mentor. I got what you need to succeed. Thank you guys so much for joining in, for viewing. I appreciate your viewership, most definitely. Topic of discussion for today is getting your first deal done in a year's time, no matter how you start. New York City event 2017. So, this video we'll be talking about how to get started in real estate, what you got to bring to the table to get started in real estate, different ways you can get started in real estate, just get started in real estate in general. Alright? So just keep in mind, here's an asterisk. I'm going to be real with you guys. It may sound a little bit promotional, or a lot of bit promotional, but guess what? I can care less. Why? Because you're watching this job for free, right? I have a right on my own platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube rather. It's my channel. I can talk what I want to talk about. I can advertise whatever I feel like it. Some of you guys are like, alright, I'm going to end this right now. Next, let me watch somebody else that's less promotional, less salesy. But I got to share with you the products and service that we have to offer. Why? Because it can be of a great value add to your business model. I'm passionate about providing you with the tools you need to succeed financially. Of course, one of those tools is education. Another is motivation. Another is credit repair, business funding, income removal, ebooks, coaching, all things we provide. But it's also important that we provide you with the events. Because we're having an event in New York City, March 11th. It's a Saturday, New York City. And we're going to have this live event. So it's going to be a live event in person. But for those of you who won't be able to attend, maybe you live in Wisconsin somewhere, or you have to work during that time, but you have access to the computer, we're also going to shoot it live as a webinar as well. Okay? So if you guys are interested, just go to 100percentfinance.com, go to events. You'll see the link below in regard to the New York City event. And if you want to join the webinar to get $100 off the event ticket, use the coupon code webinar when you're purchasing it. Using the code webinar will give you $100 off, and the webinar price will be $50 for a 5-hour event. It's pretty cheap, right? And we're going to show you how you can get your first deal done in a year's time, despite how you start financially speaking. You got it. All right. And we're also doing buy one get one free. So the ticket price right now is $150, but if you bring a friend, that friend gets in free. So if y'all smart, you loyal, you're genius, both of y'all will split the cost. It's a 5-hour event. You get a wealth of knowledge. We'll talk about credit repair, we'll talk about business funding, and we'll also, of course, go over your personal finances and teach you the ins and outs of real estate investing. All right? So enough of the promotional stuff. Let's get into the topic, into the content. Getting started in real estate. Many people have reservations for getting started in real estate. They feel as if they're inadequate to get started, so they delay the process. They want to wait for all conditions to be perfect. Have the perfect FICO score, have the perfect bank account, have the perfect business acumen. However, we all live in a great place called Earth. And if you haven't noticed already, nothing on Earth is perfect. Right? So why on earth do we believe that we should wait to get started in real estate investing, for example, if we know darn well that nothing is perfect? It's foolish. Conditions are never perfect. So don't wait for all conditions to be perfect to get started. Get started as you are. That's like a person saying, oh, I can't go to church. Yeah, I got to wait till I clean myself and get myself right with God first before I go to church. I'm like, bro, that's the same thing as saying, oh, I got to wait till I get healthy first before I go to the doctor. No! You go to the doctor because you're sick. Right? You go to church or whatever your belief is based upon you know you need to clean some stuff up. So likewise, you should be able to get started as you are and allow the people's mentor to help guide you despite how you're starting. Whether you might be sick where your FICO score is concerned or where your bank account is concerned, it doesn't matter. But just keep in mind, you do have to bring something to the table. So even though I say, as an asterisk, Because I know people always like to comment, no, this is, I'm like, bro, just give me a second. Darn it. Gee golly. Gee willikers. Like Ned Flanders over here, right? On The Simpsons. But, just give me a second. You do have to bring something of value to the table. And what is that? If you don't have the capital, if you don't look good on paper, if you don't have any of those two things, when I say good on paper, just to explain, meaning you don't have the FICO scores, like a 680 or higher, you don't have the tax returns, you don't have the W-2, documented income, you don't have those type of things. That means looking good on paper so you can get qualified for a mortgage, okay? And if you don't have the credit, meaning like a 680 credit score, if you don't have the capital for like a 10% or 20% down payment, then you can get started as long as you bring the time to the table. So you have to bring something of value to the table. So what we're going to present with you at this New York City event, whether you attend live in person, which I hope hopefully you do, so we can wrap it up, get photos, learn the content, and do the applications. We have worksheets for you guys. Not just for your personal finances, but for deal analysis as well. We'll be doing this live at the event. Okay? So we want to make sure you go over all that, but you have to bring the time. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I lost my train of thought. I tried to cover it up. I gotta be transparent with you guys. But you gotta bring the time to the table. So we're going to be discussing, I gained it, the deal matrix. Which is, if you have no paper and no time, guess what you got? No deal. Because you gotta bring something of value to the table. But if you got paper, and if you got time, guess what? You are all-star. You can do whatever you want. So those two are opposite ends of the spectrum. What if you're somewhere in between? What if you say, you know what? I have no time, but I got paper. Limited partnerships, baby. You can partner with someone who has the time and the business acumen. When I say time, I don't just mean your hours. I mean having the know-how, the connections, the resources, the expertise, and of course the man hours to get the deal done. And there's people out there, a lot of people, these are the people I invest with in regard to syndication, which we'll show you at the New York City event, in which they have the capital, they look good on paper, they just don't have the time or the inclination to learn real estate investing. But they perceive real estate investing as a valuable asset. And they rather partner with someone who presents themselves to be credible as well as reputable. And that's what we share with you at the events. So they'll be willing to do a limited partnership. Now you might be saying, well, I don't look good on paper. I don't got the FICO, the money, the down payment, none of that stuff. But I do at the time. Well, this message is for you. You can still get started in real estate. How, Juan Pablo? Please share with me how. I'm glad you asked. Wholesaling. Creative financing, i.e. lease options. Seller financing. Wrap around mortgages. Subject to multifamily, master lease options. Syndications, you being a general partner and you limit your ownership in the entity so that you fly below the radar. You're just structuring the deal together. You're just structuring the deal. That's all you're doing. If all this stuff sounds like a foreign language and you're interested in learning more, then that's a signal that you need to bring your butt to the event, or at least join the seminar, the webinar, if you want to learn the ins and outs. Alright, but you can get started in real estate. Now, when you do bring the time to the table, keep in mind, it does take a level of work. Because you'll be dealing directly with sellers. So if you want to do a deal that doesn't require the banks, because if you don't have the pretty credit, or if you don't have, looking good on paper, or the down payments, you got to do a deal directly with the seller to avoid the banks. So it does take a level, again, of you putting in work, negotiating. You got to have great negotiation skills. You also got to have the business acumen and know how to structure a deal. You have to be what's called a transactional engineer, learning how to transact the deal despite what's going on. Okay? And keep in mind, if you're working directly with sellers and they're motivated and they're willing to negotiate with you, it does take a level of finessing. Because you're dealing with someone who could be, even though we like to use a positive term, motivated, in other words, they're distressed. They're losing their hair because they inherited a property they don't want. or they're a tired landlord, or they're facing a divorce, just got laid off from their job. So you got to be able to finesse it so it's a win-win, not just for you, but for the seller, and how to profit from it. Okay? So there is a considerable amount of work involved. But if you're willing to put in the work so that you can get started in real estate and close on a deal within a year's time, then that's what you have to do. And anybody, in my opinion, can do it. You can get started in real estate without having a 720 FICO score, even though it will help you financially speaking. You get better terms, but it's not a necessity, right? You can get started in real estate even if you don't have a rich uncle. You can get started in real estate even if you don't have an Ivy League education. You can get started in real estate despite where you started, even if you have a positive role model. As long as you have the 2 B's. First B, the blueprint to follow. And that's what we provide at 100% Finance. Hopefully, you'll attend our New York City event, or at least view it online via the webinar, so that you can obtain the blueprint, the how-to, the skill set. The second B that you have to bring to the table. And again, emphasis on you. It's the burning desire. We can provide you with the blueprint, but we can't give you the burning desire to keep going. And you definitely need a burning desire. Why? Because you'll soon learn when you embark on this journey towards financial freedom that not every deal or not every lead that comes across your table is going to be a deal. It sucks. It's discouraging when you're almost towards closing and the seller backs out. Or if you're doing the syndication and your partner gets cold feet and they back out. And you don't got the money because that was your money partner. Or it sucks when you have to answer the phone and you're speaking to about 50 different people and all of them say, no, take me off your list. Or it's somewhat scary to send out a direct mail campaign that you pay for with no guaranteed results. You don't know if it's going to work or not. It's quite different from a 9 to 5, isn't it? It's not as secure. But security and freedom are opposite ends of the spectrum. You want to be where freedom is. But where freedom is, financial freedom, it does not have a safety net. There are no guarantees. And that's coming from a guy who is a full-time real estate investor and online entrepreneur. Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it, baby. It's highly worth it. I'm just sharing with you the mindset so you too can live the lifestyle. So you can earn passively and live passionately. But if you're serious about your financial future, whether it's just for your own benefit, being selfish because you just want to be balling out of control making money, or even it's for your family, being selfless because you want to leave an inheritance to your children's children. You want to establish wealth. If you're serious about it, then you need to attend our event in New York City. So you might say, hey, I'm in DC, then drive your butt from Washington, DC to NYC. Hey, I'm in Philly. Same goes for you too. Oh, I'm in upstate New York. I'm in Jersey. I'm in Connecticut. I'm in New England. Make the commute. It can be transformative for you. Now, if you are from Wisconsin or LA and you can't attend, then that's cool. Join the live webinar. Go to 100%finance.com/events and check the link that says New York City. And if you want to join the webinar, just enter the coupon code WEBINAR so you'll receive the instructions on the webinar. And not only do you get a 5-hour event on how to get started and close on your first deal using all those terms I discussed, being an all-star, you can do whatever you want with the real estate, whether it's a syndication, whether it's using creative finance and wholesaling, all that stuff. Outside of the knowledge and the worksheets and the hands-on application, you also get a copy of all of our ebooks as an instant download when you purchase the event ticket. So not only will you get that, the content, not only will you get the ebooks, but you also get a copy of the recording as well, the recording of the event. Okay? So it's a ton of value. Take action, guys. All right? All right. Got my clicker here about to end the video. But shout out to all the ones that are day one, earn passively, live passionately. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. We appreciate your viewership. By the way, guys, make sure you subscribe to 100%finance.com. We have a plethora of tools that can help you succeed financially. We have a report on credit repair, 3 tips on how you can improve your FICO score. We also have a business credit ebook. We have a ton of real estate related documents, from deal analyzers to a mortgage calculator, a whole bunch of resources. You just have to subscribe. And one last thing, don't want to forget, we are offering free live webinars to answer your questions. This is only made available to our website subscribers. So you have to subscribe to 100%finance.com to receive the details as to the date, the time, and the call-in information for the webinars to answer your credit repair, business credit, or business funding needs, as well as your real estate related questions. Thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe.